Everyone, I'm Matt Casey here, Wyker Realtors, Loudoun County, Virginia. Hope you're having a great day. A lot of stuff going on right now, right? It's March 25th. I'm recording this at the end of the day here, and I just got off the phone with an agent. Probably had maybe 12, maybe 13 different conversations, Zoom conference calls, and trainings that I put on with agents throughout the DMV on this one topic, this one single topic. So we're covering that today. So in the environment we're in, we're trying to do our best to protect our agents, protect the consumers, help flatten the curve. So we've decided to stop doing traditional open houses for the time being, and we are exclusively doing live virtual open houses where customers don't actually show up to the open house, but they can tune in for a live video chat with our agents at the property there. So I put a training together recently, and that not this one, a completely separate one on how to set up those links, which video platform to use, which equipment to use, setting up a landing page, advertising that landing page, getting the word out, promoting, lead generating. So I have a whole separate training on that. If you want to see that, just let me know, and I'll send that to you. My cell phone is 703-725-5279. I can send that to you. However, this training was, okay, now I'm at the open house, or now I'm at the live showing. What do I do? They're on the other side. What do I do? What's the etiquette and what's the protocol there? So that's what we're going to spend some time doing today. Now, I don't know when you're watching this, clearly, and I don't know what state you're in or what environment you're watching this in, right? So things may change, but as of right now, once again, we're still doing some live showings here in Virginia. I expect it to go almost exclusively virtual over the next while here, but that may change, right? So your protocol, your procedures may change, and your ability to do things may change depending on where you are and when this is. I think I've been preparing for this for the last, my entire life, my entire real estate career at the very least. I started my real estate career in Hawaii, where I'm from, and the vast majority of my clients were real estate investors, and most of those investors did not live in Hawaii. They lived here in the States. They lived overseas in Japan and Canada. So I use video conferencing almost on a daily basis with my clients, and I've had many clients never see a property and buy it because I was able to take them through a comprehensive video tour, take them through a home inspection on a video tour. And so I'm going to go through some of those best practices that I learned many years ago, haven't been using as of late, but I think are still very relevant. But I still remember when Skype came out, 16, 17 years ago, and how exciting that was, and such a game changer. So I was live video conferencing open houses and showings before it was cool. Now it's cool. Everyone wants to do it. So I want to kind of dust off my old skills here and take you through that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pretend like we're at the open house or at a showing and go through that procedure there. And when someone walks in the door, you still want to give them the rules of engagement, the basic orientation. Just 2-3 minutes, right? If you already know them, you're not reintroducing yourself. You're just saying, hey, all right, normally I'd let you guys go and take a look, and I'd stand out of your way and answer your questions, but clearly I can't do that. I've got to be your eyes and ears. And so as we walk through, if you want me to turn left, you tell me to turn left. You want me to look up, you tell me to look up. But I'm going to go in a systematic or orderly fashion through every room of this house, and it's going to take approximately this amount of time. And so you ask them, are you good with that? And they nod their head, they say yes, and then you move on with the tour, and I'll show you what that tour looks like. Every room, I have a 4-step process. Stop at the door. Don't go in the room yet. Stop at the entrance of the door, and step number 2, you scan. Scan up and back slowly. And then you go to the opposite corner of that room, and you scan, and at the very least, you look back to where you were standing, the door, so they can kind of piece those 2 pictures together and say, okay, I've seen the whole room. And then number 3, you are going to ask them, is there anything else? Do you want me to take a closer look at something else in this room? Basically just say, are we okay to move on, or do they need to look at something else? Do you need me to look at the ceiling? Do you need me to look at the floor? Something along those lines. You don't know what is of interest to them. That's it. You're going to go room to room. If you don't know them, it's an open house, and you're going to clearly build some rapport before you take them through your home. I like Zoom. So Skype and Zoom are my favorite. There's clearly a few other options that we covered in my last training, and that's FaceTime, that's video chat through Facebook as well. Pros and cons to every platform out there. Why I like Zoom is you can send a secure link to them, and they can share it with someone else if they want to be on that tour. So for example, buyer number 1 at home, buyer number 2 at work during lunch, buyer number 2's mom in Kansas that wants to be on this tour as well. All 3 of them can log in. You can make eye-to-eye contact with all 3 of them. They can all see you through the tour. So there's a value in being able to do that versus just putting a video out there that you're not connecting with them at all. And once again, people have an inherent distrust for videos, stagnant videos, because they just assume the videographer is only showing the absolute best light of that property, and they're going to conveniently steer away from the ugly corner or the ugly paint on this room wall, right? Through this live video tour, they are going to feel confident that they can control what to see, and they're going to see every corner of that room, and they can make a good decision. I've done it many, many, many times to this. So I'm going to switch over. I'm going to hop on my phone here through Zoom, and we're going to change audio as well. Let's see, join this meeting.
All right, lesson number 1, make sure you're unmuted when you hop on the Zoom call. You might hear a little feedback because there's 2 mics now, this mic and the one on my computer that I was recording this on. So I'll do my best to minimize that after. So a couple of notes here. You can see this is on Zoom. In the small lower right-hand corner, you see my face where I'm talking. That's what you would see, and the customers would see that face big. Their entire screen would be my face, so I'm talking to them there. Where you see this icon of myself in the middle, that's where you would see the customer's face. So you're always seeing the other person's face big there, so don't worry about this small video showing up. That's just so you can see what you look like and what view you're showing. Also, I like to use simple stabilizers. You can go to Amazon for $5, $10, $15. You can get a very basic stand or stabilizer. Don't get one that needs batteries because it'll get confusing. They'll die on you. Just a very simple stabilizer stand will be helpful. And also, I'm shooting this in portrait mode right now. Don't do a tour in portrait mode. Always do it in landscape mode, which is turning it sideways. However, I'm not going to do that because when I do that, the video recording software, it messes it up a little bit. So for the sake of not messing up the video, I'm going to be doing this in portrait mode, but I want you to make sure it is going to be in landscape mode when you actually do this. So we're going to pretend that we're coming in the door here. And you're going to, if let's say it's an open house, you welcome them. Welcome. Thank you very much for coming in. If it's your guests, if it's your clients for a showing, then you're just kind of greeting them, making sure that we're not waiting for anyone else. And then once again, you go over the basic rules of engagement, something along the lines of, I'm going to be taking you through every single room. We're going to spend about a minute or 2 in every room. I'm going to show you every corner that I could see. And then you're going to tell me at the end whether or not you need me to turn left, turn right, look up, look down, so that I can show you and get through every inch of this home. So if you're good with that, we're going to move on. And I'm going to change my screen here shortly. See that? Change the screen, upper left-hand corner. All right, so now you can see our living room, our front entrance, open concept. Excited to show you the kitchen in the back there, fully renovated kitchen. But before we do that, I want to show you this front room number 1, let's call it. So you're going to stop at the door. Slowly scan. You're going to look up. You're going to scan back. You say, bear with me while I head to the opposite corner and show you where I was just standing. You're kind of giving them on the first couple rooms an explanation. You say, that's where I was just standing. And scan this room. Here we go. Big screen TV conveys. Perfect. So that's room number 1. Is there anything in this room you want a closer look at? Do you want me to zoom in on anything? You want me to scan a separate corner again? Let me know. And they'll reply. They'll say yes. They'll say no. The first couple of rooms are usually a little shy, and they're going to be quiet. And after that, they'll open up, and they might say, hey, you know what? Can you actually go back to room number 1? And you're going to say absolutely. Say, perfect. Let's head out to room number 2. And then you're going to come into room number 2. Room number 2, kids' playroom. We're going to scan. I'm doing this quick for you. You'll definitely do this slower. Go to the opposite corner of the room. You show them where you were standing. Perfect. Ask them the magic question. Anything else that you want me to show you in this room? Zoom in, move anything, let me know. And that's it. So I'm clearly not going to take you through everything in here, but that's the basics. And here's the key. Don't forget that you're showing the front door now. You're showing the front camera now. So swap your camera back. If you need to make a point, so this handle right here has an actual stand. So you can stand back if you need to. If you're going to be talking at the end and you're not having to hold it the entire time. If you need to make a point about the neighborhood, about the next property you're going to see, about something along those lines, you're going to make sure that they can see you. You have a conversation eye to eye with them, and you're going to try to get them engaged. So if they're your clients going to the next property, you're going to hang up. You're not going to have them on Zoom during the car and say, I will text you when I'm at the next property, and we'll hop on the next Zoom call. If it's an open house guest, often you have someone waiting in line to hop on a next private Zoom call. It will book up. So you might say, you know what, and normally I'd like to spend more time with you to connect. Can I set up another Zoom call with you later today at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. tomorrow, something along those lines, so that I can fill you in with more information and answer any of the questions that you may have at that point. So leave them wanting a little bit more, but for really the reality for lack of time sake, you might have to cut them down to 10, 15, 20-minute tours because you have the next person in line, because you're not doing it all at one group at one time. That's it. So if you have any questions, cell phone number 703-725-5279. I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you guys are able to get comfortable with the virtual calls, the virtual showings, the virtual conferences, the virtual open houses, and you're still able to effectively run your business in this crazy time. We'll get through it. I'm here for you if you have any questions, and I think that's it. Bye for now.